Hi Cancer, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Why don't you sit a spell so we can talk about the stars for a while? So how's life? I hope that you're doing well. And if it makes you feel any better, eclipse season's ending. On the 16th of September, this Friday, we will be experiencing a 24 degrees Pisces full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse. This will be occurring in your 9th house. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and it governs many things. It's a very broad house. One of the most general ways to look at it is it's your view of the world expanded. And that is my dog Zoe in the background trying to get comfortable because she is hiding under the covers. She's pouting. She doesn't like me doing these videos. Back to your video. The 9th house is your view of the world expanded, your knowledge expanded. It covers foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, possibly traveling to long distance journeys. It also covers adventures or questing. It governs higher education, the study of philosophy, religion, astrology, legal system matters. It could be the study of or dealing with legal system matters. It's a pretty broad house. This will be in conjunct Venus in Libra. Venus is the planet of love, harmony, and beauty, and this will be occurring in your 4th house. Jupiter just moved in here as well, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, achievement, and excess. So you may be having the 4th house expand, get bigger, blow up, that sort of thing. The 4th house is the Cancer ruled house. This is your house in the zodiac wheel. It covers home and family. Home is where you live or where you consider home to be. Family is your mother or your father. It could be your spouse. It could be your children or your fur babies. If you're not married or don't have children, it could be your roommates. If none of that is resonating, it could also speak to your roots or your foundation, however that may apply. This full moon is also going to be squaring Mars, the planet of tension. Well, no, it's not the planet of tension, but this square is going to bring tension. Tension will be present. But Mars is the planet of energy, impulse, and aggression, and tension will be present in your 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and it is the house of your work and your health. It is also the house of your competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. So, that's what's going on for you this Friday. We've undergone 2 other eclipses so far. This is a rare eclipse season. We're used to them only coming in pairs, and this is our 3rd. So that's rare in itself. On the 18th of August, we experienced a 25 degree in Aquarius prenumbral lunar eclipse in your 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and it's another broad house. It covers many different areas. Other people's money, and that could be insurance payments, tax returns, scholarships, grants, loans, those types of things. It covers regeneration, metamorphosis, and transformation. I think of butterflies when I think of the 8th house. It also governs sexuality. It covers your instincts, that would be basic or primal instincts. And it also covers the cycle of life, death, rebirth, and birth. So there could have been an ending in that house because it was a lunar eclipse on a full moon. Yeah. On the 1st of the month, the 90s kid in me, I can't help it. For any of the 90s babies out there, you know exactly why I'm chuckling when I said the 1st of the month. There is an old rap song by the group called Bone Thugs and Harmony, and it was called 1st of the Month. That's why I chuckled, because it started playing in my head as soon as I said it. Oh, y'all goodness. All right, September 1st, we had a new moon solar eclipse at 9 degrees in Virgo, and this occurred in your 3rd house, but this had a T-square along with it. the solar eclipse occurred in your third house. The third house is ruled by Gemini, and it covers hybrid word. It covers siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Also, your short distance journeys, like in town. Communication, it would be the way that you speak, the way that people understand you, or the way that you understand others. It also covers your technological devices that you get your message out into the world, or how you connect to the world. Can also govern the way that you get around, your car, your means of transport, the way that you commute. If none of that is resonant, then it may be that your commute on the way to work has been impeded by some sort of highway traffic or something. So somewhere playing along in those lines. And if it hasn't been impeded, it will probably start showing up soon. So the T-square that was associated was between the 6th and the 9th house. So it was like a triangle in the sky, and I actually did a video on this that I'm going to have linked in the description down below that talks about this other September eclipse and the rest of the September astrology as well, because this is really just intended to give you the information about this full moon. And I'm going to talk about one other lunar cycle and pull some cards for you. But yeah, the T-square was in your 6th and 9th house, the 6th house. I cannot speak today, y'all. I'm sorry. I spoke about it at length. It's where that square is with Mars. That is the house that's ruled by Virgo, your work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. And the 9th house is ruled again by Sagittarius, and that's your long distance trips, your adventures. That's the higher education, the expansion of your worldview, the study of philosophy, religion, astrology, dealing with or possibly studying legal system matters as well. And that just occurred for us on the 1st of the month, like I said. Chuckle, chuckle. On the 30th, we're going to be experiencing a 8-degree new moon in Libra, and this will be occurring in the 4th house, and that's the Cancer-ruled house of home and family. So it may be that you are possibly going to be working on some redecoration. Could also be that you are looking to make a change some way, possibly moving, because the 4th house could definitely be looking for a new locale, dealing with a new moon, maybe when you start thinking about doing the new move. If that's not the case, you could be getting a new roommate, or you could be concerned about your parents in some way, your roots or your foundation as well. That's the house that new moon at the end of the month will be playing out in. I will be back to pull cards for that new moon, and hopefully I will be able to speak and enunciate better then. I'm tired of being sick, y'all. Okay, that's what's going on in the stars for you. I already mentioned the video. I'm going to have all of this time stamped for you as usual. I'm going to go ahead and shift to the tarot portion, which means I'm going to shuffle off camera, and then I'll come back and shuffle on camera for you. Thanks so much for being here, y'all. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm glad you found us. Take care, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey Cancer, I'm back with your tarot cards. I've shuffled and meditated over them, but before I start shuffling again on camera for y'all, I'm going to show you the oracle cards that I'm going to be pulling for you. The first set of cards that I'm going to get is from the Butterfly Oracle Cards for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. I figured it was very appropriate for this eclipse season that we've been undergoing. The second card that I'm going to be pulling for you is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison, and it's a real fan favorite of people who have been watching this channel for a while. I'm glad I can share it with y'all. The final deck is a new deck that my fiance got for me as a gift for my 1,000 subscribers mark. And I need to start looking at some new cards because I'm fast approaching 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, y'all. My heart is so full of gratitude. This Oracle deck is also by Elena Fairchild. The artwork is by Razuli, and it's a deck that has 70 cards in it. I love the company that made this card deck is also the same company that made the Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck, and I like it because the cardstock is a little thicker and they're heavily laminated, and they will be able to withstand my very rough hands. But each of the cards also comes with a poem that corresponds with each of the 70 cards that are written by Richard Cohen, and I intend on sharing those passages with you directly from the book because it's a new deck for me. So let's go ahead and start shuffling. The moon is y'all's ruling luminary, so whenever there's a full moon, you feel it. With it being a lunar eclipse, you could be feeling tired. I would suggest taking a hot bath or a hot shower, listening to music, if you can. Okay. This could be a work for move or school, like a move for work or school. I don't know if I said that right or not. I've been fighting strep throat. It's turning into a head cold. I'm on all kinds of medicine. I feel groggy-headed. I've been fighting to get better so I could get these videos out. Yesterday, I started with a Leo video. It ended up messing up. It took like 2 or 3 times. And it exhausted me just doing one video, which is pathetic. I have way more endurance than that normally. But enough about me. I'm fixing a cut for y'all. And what's funny, this is a happy home card, and it's the number 4. It's the 4th house. All right. Pardon me, y'all. I'm sorry. I've got my drink close by, so if I need to take a drink, my throat has been very scratchy and itchy. But we're going to do this. Bottom card, underlying theme or the overarching energy, and the top 3 for clarity. Okay. Now, I don't have the artist's name to give credit to the Healing and Meditation Oracle deck that I use for the Full Moon series, but I do send loving gratitude out to whoever it was that did it, and I appreciate the energy that they put into it. Because of that, I am able to receive loving messages for myself and for y'all. So, because I've had people ask about this deck, and I don't have. I got it at a secondhand store. It was one of my first decks, actually. Go ahead and cut it. Top card. Now for my Butterfly Oracle cards for Life Changes by Doreen Virtue. It really looks to me like there's going to be a move coming up. It's going to be for work or maybe for school. Or maybe because you need to be closer to your parents because their health is declining. Heaven forbid, I hope that's not the case. You could be traveling, like, I keep saying traveling because it's a lot of 9th house energy. But, yeah, you're doing some moving. Let's put it like that. And what I've been doing after I cut these is I pull the top card and the bottom card of this oracle deck. From there, we're going to move on to the Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck for my Cancer friends for this September full moon. Do you see how this is? That's never happened before. I do not have this kind of coordination normally. We're going to take this one as y'all's card because it was like, notice me. Duly noted, duly noted. Finally, from the Journey of Love Oracle deck. And every one of these cards that I've pulled for the series so far has been really reinforcing the entire reading, which has been absolutely just jaw-dropping for me. There have been times that I hit the stop button and have to wipe tears that have kind of welled up in my eyes away. You're also a water sign, Cancer, and this full moon lunar eclipse is happening, or prenumbral lunar eclipse, let's call it what it is. It's occurring in Pisces, and that's a water sign, so you may be feeling a little bit more sensitive, or you may be able to find your flow and feel like you're able to anticipate what's coming up before what other people are, you know what I mean? Kind of like you've got that sixth sense and your intuition is high. You're Cancers, you've got strong intuition anyway, but yeah. I don't know why these cards aren't wanting to, some are wanting to just completely stick together. I shuffled these off camera before I even started. Pardon me, my nose is itching. And I didn't have this problem. So the energy can feel thick. Might feel like you've got a lot to juggle. And you're scared to let anything kind of fall. I'm going to cut it. Taking the top card, and I will also, like I said, be reading from the guidebook for this. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit pause, flip my cards over, get the tarot total written down so I can have all of that together and I can give you the message fluidly. I'll be right back, y'all. Hang tight. Hey Cancer, I'm back with your cards. I've done the math and let's go ahead and get started. The underlying theme or the overarching energy, however you choose to see it for this September full moon, is the sixth card of the major arcana, the Lovers. Let's break this down. Sixth house is ruled by Virgo. You've got a lot of astrology going through your sixth house right now. You're going to have a square from the full moon to Mars in your sixth house. Mars is dealing with masculine male energy. It's very fierceful. It's not fierceful. I'm thinking more Aries. Mars is more energy, impulse, and aggression. I'm sorry. The sixth house is ruled by Virgo. And that is where you have your work and your health. That is the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. This could be concerning a possible attraction at work or in school that is also causing problems at home. Is what I'm seeing just with the astrological placements and that sort of thing. Now let's go further. The Lovers is the sixth card of the major arcana, like I opened with. The Lovers this card represents the zodiac sign of Gemini, and Gemini is governing over the third house, and you had that new moon solar eclipse in your third house. Gemini in the 3rd house could be dealing with communication at work or about your health. If not you, then somebody close to you. The Lovers represent versatility, being able to make decisions and possibly being forced to make a choice. It could be a choice in love or a choice in what you love to do, or you may be presented between a choice in values. This could also be illuminating the communication that started around the 1st. The Lovers came up in the upright, so this seems to be a positive situation for you. All of your cards are in the upright, so it seems to be as though you are in control of this, and it's not so much happening to you. You are the captain of your ship, if you will, Cancer. That's nice. Y'all like to be in control of things, and I'm not hating. Now, the first of the top 3 for clarity is the King of Cups. The King of Cups represents masculine water sign energy, and that is you, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This full moon prenumbral lunar eclipse is occurring in Pisces, so this could be dealing with you or a Pisces. And let's not forget the Scorpios out there, because I mean they are covered by the cups as well. I see this individual as someone who is in touch with their emotions, emotionally stable, emotionally sound, able to balance the situation and think of not just think of their feelings, but think of other people's feelings too. This King is empathetic. It does not have to be a male, but it's masculine energy. This King is very empathetic. He's intuitive. He's he can be he follows his instincts. He's not afraid to follow his instincts. He can be sexual. If he's on the Scorpio side, this could be somebody who is a little bit more sexual, possibly a little bit more secretive. He's also an escapist. And I say that because he's double fist in the cups right here. But he's making judgments from a grounded place. Now, mind you, grounded for a water sign is like riding on a surfboard. So it's not to be taken literally at all times, because I mean, you're a Cancer. Your ruling luminary moves the fastest in all of the solar system. The moon moves around the entire zodiac every 28 days. You want to know why you feeling crazy? Why you feel like you wake up feeling a different way every other day? That's part of the reason why, love. Whatever the moon goes through impacts you. That's your ruling luminary. And I say luminary because it's not really a planet per se, but we look at it and give it a significance astrologically. Second card that you got in the top 3 for clarity is the Two of Wands. The Wands represent fire sign energy. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You are having that Mars square in Sagittarius. That's once again happening in your 6th house. So, this is my greener pastures card. This is looking at greener pastures and not even paying attention to where your feet are still planted. But look, he's also holding a globe. And I did speak about foreign places, foreign people, foreign things. It could be that you're planning a trip or wanting to plan a trip. Or it could be that you're coming back from a trip, or that a trip has happened to be delayed in some way, because you've had a lot of 9th house energy go on. But do you see how he has his hand already kind of, it's even elevated. This choice is even elevated above this. Just be wary of the decisions that you make right now, Cancer, because Mercury is still fully and very comfortably retrograde. Will not be going into his post-retrograde stationary movement towards direct until like the 22nd of this month. I've got a video that talks about the entirety of the month's astrology that I'm going to have linked below. I did it this way this month because it was so much happening so quickly. I'll go back to my normal format when it's not so crazy. The 2 speaks to the Taurus ruled house of your values, of your self-esteem, your earning ability, your money, and your possessions. Anything that you would look at and say, mine, probably would qualify as a possession or a value. There's a lot of gray in these first 2 cards. So the path could be murky. It could not feel as though you know exactly which way to go yet. Give yourself a little bit more time. The closer you wait towards Mercury coming back towards direct, the better the chances are that the details will be more correct and less nebulous, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. The final card that you got in your top 3 for clarity is the Sun. The Sun is the 19th card of the major arcana. 1 + 9 is 10. And that speaks to the Capricorn ruled house of your career, your status, your reputation, authorities, authority figures, and people who are experts in their field, and your destiny. William Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage, and the way that I see the 10th house is this is your stage. This is how you approach the world and how the world knows you. All right. The Sun, as a major arcana card, represents the Sun, which is your life force, your self-expression, your will, your assertion. Leo is the zodiac sign that is associated with the Sun. The Sun upright indicates success or fulfillment. You may be wanting to feel fulfilled in your work or in your job or at home, and you're not feeling fulfilled. And I think that these eclipses are shedding light on that. And I say that because this was your 3rd card for clarity, and this was the card that was right next to it. The way that it was laid out, it's dull, not able to see where, not able, I wish that y'all could just hear what's going on inside my head. See how these 2 background colors are gray, how it's foggy, how it's murky, how it doesn't seem as though the path would be very clear if you were out walking in this sort of an environment. That's the beginning of the read. And the end of the read is, hello sunshine, what's going on? I can actually see what's going on. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. That is exactly what just went through my head. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Maybe it does. I hope it does. But I wanted to show you the contrast between the dark and the light. All right. The Sun also could indicate a possible pregnancy. I always see this little guy riding in on a horse like, hello, surprise, surprise, literally. Cancer, I think the best thing for you to do is try to bide your time and wait just a little bit if you can. Things will look different to you the further away you get from Mercury being retrograde. I totaled up the cards while I was paused, and the total of the cards ended up being 27. 2 + 7 is 9, and hello, 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 are you sensing a theme? The 9th house, Sagittarian ruled. We are having Mars square the full moon, prenumbral lunar eclipse. This Friday, tension will be present in your 6th house where Mars is in Sagittarius, okay? The Sagittarian ruled 9th house covers your long distance trips, your adventures and questing, legal system matters, astrology, religion, philosophy, foreign people, foreign places, foreign things, the expansion of the mind and your world view from your perspective. So that's what I see going on for the astrology paired up with the tarot. Let's go ahead and get into your oracle cards. And I'm just gonna We got 2 suns at the end, and the first oracle card that you got was warmth. Could it be that you're dealing with somebody treating you cold, or are you being cold? Because Cancer, I love you, but you could be very moody. My father's a Cancer. And my mother is a Leo. That was an interesting raising experience, let me tell you. Warmth. Are you dealing with somebody being cold to you, or are you being cold to somebody else? I think something that we all tend to forget in our human experience is that each of us is going through struggles and trials that nobody else knows about. Some of us are more vocal about what's going on, and others of us suffer in silence. But it is always the best choice to choose warmth when dealing with other people. There's a Southern saying that I'm sure the majority of you have heard, but I'm going to use it anyways. My mama taught me that you get more flies with honey than vinegar. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. Embrace warmth if you aren't already, Cancer. The warmth card reads, in all your dealings, whether with strangers, friends, or family, a gentle warmth helps to calm frayed nerves, tempers, and situations. It lightens passionate exchanges. Use this as a moderating force. Cultivating the quality of warmth can help us to project a healthy balance of emotions, neither too detached nor too swift to take offense. This meditation is a valuable aid in achieving such a balance. Consider the following, Cancer. What emerges from my heart finds its way into my daily life. My expressions of warmth will contribute to the well-being of other people. My joy in giving happiness to others can add to my own contentment. Warmth binds me to others and diffuses hurtful and harmful emotions. Consider embracing the warmth if you aren't, and if you already are, hoorah, we need more people like you. This world is full of lots of bitter, mean-spirited, very hurt individuals right now. We need as much warmth as we can get. It can feel very cold and very dark out there sometimes. I pulled 2 butterfly oracle cards for you, and the first is Healing from the Past. You could be dealing with a situation with your parents, and there's been some heated communication going on about work and school, or how you're going to make it work. If that's not the case, you could be healing from past situations that really kind of scarred you, dealing with very big themes of religion or philosophy, very big themes of work and health, very big themes of values. I think that one of the best things to consider when you see a card like this is that expectation is the root of all heartache. And the sooner that individuals understand that their expectations are theirs, and not something that should be cast upon somebody else, I think this world would find a whole lot of healing just in that alone. You don't have to go to a doctor or a therapist to find this healing. You can be your own therapist. You can be your own counselor. That's what I've been doing. You could be having dreams come to you as well. Or just something else that I like to think of, especially with the astrology that's playing out for you, you could be dealing with people that I like to call earth angels, that just tell you exactly what you need to hear at the right time. And not the kind of stuff that's just artificial fluff, but the stuff that you really need to hear. Anecdotal side note, during my illness and I was in the bed for like 4 days straight, feeling horrible. I would... In between my fever spiking, I would watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And RuPaul made a statement to one of the guys that was in there dressing up. Or one of the ladies. I'm sorry, I probably didn't use the appropriate pronoun. Ru made the statement that even when you break a bone, no matter how much it hurts, once that bone is healed, you are stronger there at that break point than you are at any other point in the bone. Now, mind you, I paraphrased that and probably butchered it a little bit because I'm not RuPaul, but that sentence was like a gong went off in the back of my head, because I've really struggled with this whole getting over the fire thing, and trauma changes the mind and it changes the way you see things. And you know, I was on a path to do one thing, and it feels like right now my path is completely 180 flip-flopped in the path since May. Cancer, you can be moody. It's much more healing for you to deal with this now than to hold on to it and deal with it later. Repression isn't fun. And you are having a lot of 6th house energy, and that's work and health. I've talked a lot about work, but this can be healing as well. Don't discount that. I sure didn't mean to. Whew, Lord of mercy. The second card you got is you are stronger than you know. Which may be what you need to hear, especially if you are dealing with some tense communications from parents, or dealing with having that talk with your parents to resolve stuff, having that talk with authority figures, having that talk with your family, having that talk with your boss or with the people that you go to school with. It just depends on where it's falling out in your house. Not every Cancer is going to have the same path. Nobody has the same path. We all have our own path. You're stronger than you know. It's the truth. The majority of the media that I consume these days is just YouTube-based media. And I was watching a video, and I can't remember, I can't give the shout out or any of that because I was on medicine. But the theme of the video was, you are honestly much stronger than you realize. I think it was a TED Talk where this individual was talking about how he met a Navy SEAL, and this Navy SEAL challenged him to do a series of bodily exercise, and he did it until his muscles were just trembling and he couldn't move. There was no way he could even lift his arms, and the SEAL looked at him and said, "You're going to do 100 more before we leave." And one by one, this guy did it. It was one by one, mind you. It wasn't in rapid succession, but he did it. He didn't think that he could. The human body is capable of much more than we give it credit for, and the human mind is much stronger than we give it credit for. And that's a message even I needed to hear. Something else, and I'm guilty of this. I have been guilty of this. Don't identify too strongly with your story. Because that's it. It's your story. It can change at any moment. Shamananaya. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle card that really stood out and said, notice me. It wasn't going back in, and it wasn't falling. It felt like it was levitating. I know that it wasn't, but it felt like it. The card, I love this card. That's why I haven't showed it to y'all yet. I'll have looking at it. The card is Visions of Life Beyond Death, and it is the 44th card. Looking at this lady right here instantly makes me think of the situation that's going on in North Dakota right now, where people are fighting to protect their home and their family. That situation may be very resonant for you, Cancer. It may be something that you don't know anything about. You may want to Google it. Let me pull back. 44. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 speaks to the Scorpio ruled house of life, death, and rebirth, sexuality, regeneration, and other people's money. There's also different totem animals, spirit animals that are present in this oracle card as well. We have the owl, which always resonates for me as wisdom, sometimes divine wisdom, knowledge, sometimes intuitive knowledge. We've got the peacock here, which I don't know the symbology behind the peacock, but I love peacock feathers. I have them all over my house. I have them in my sage wand for distributing the sage smoke. There's a full moon going on right here. Hi, Cancer. There's your ruling luminary. I feel like you're getting, if you're feeling nervous or anxious or something to that effect, there are messages that are trying to come to you, but you are, I'm not being judgy or anything like that, but you're unable to receive them for whatever reason. You're too tense, or you're not ready, or it's still bubbling to the surface, something along those lines. I say meditate, I say do yoga, I say get in the water, do sensory deprivation, put your head underwater and just float. If you could do that the night of the full moon, even better. Oh, you lucky duck. I'm probably going to be doing it in my bathtub. Visions of life beyond death. This is, I believe this is intuitive messaging coming to you through dreams, through, it could be honestly where you just kind of zone out in traffic waiting for the light to change. I think all of those are things that happen for a reason. I was one of those people that for a long time when anybody said everything happens for a reason, I would just kind of roll my eyes and snarl my face and be like, yeah, whatever. But there is a divine plan, there is divine timing, there's knowledge in the cycles that are playing out. There's wisdom in it. I suggest you look up the totem animal meetings for the owl, the raven, and the peacock. That may mean something to you. You also may be dealing with a situation with, because this is dealing with the picture on the light, the visions of life beyond death, you may be dealing with aging parents. The situation of aging parents may be resonant for you as well. The Journey of Love card that I got for you is the light field. And this just made me think of the auroras, the geomagnetic storms that play out in the upper portions of the hemisphere, at the very north part of the globe. Oh, I bet they are gorgeous to witness in person. I've never done it, but it's a bucket list thing. The light field is the number 63 card of this 70 card deck. 6 plus 3 is 9. And once again, that's a resonant number for y'all this month, or this reading especially. 9. Sagittarius ruled house. We've got Mars playing out in there as well. So you'll have it's either the 9th house or the 6th house where this is really going to play out for y'all, I think. The light field reads, you are very open to the other side. The veil that separates the worlds is very fine for you. There is much love in your heart, and love exists beyond all barriers, including those of time and distance and even death. If you wish to communicate with those that have passed on, do so through your heart. If you want to communicate energetically with your beloved, even though you are separated in physical location, then you can do so now. If your psychic abilities are opening and you need confirmation or reassurance, accept this message of guidance as being such. Those who have passed can be received fully and peacefully into the light, and your love guides them home. The messages that you sense in your own heart that come from unconditional love, that uplift and reassure, can be trusted. The light is so close to you, beloved. It surrounds you as you glow from within. This oracle brings you guidance that you are connecting with a field of awareness that is real, and that you are protected by the light as you do so. It is confirming that there is nothing for you to fear, and that those who have passed on or will pass on in the future will always be safely held in love. It is also confirmation that there are very real bonds that connect you to your loved ones, past, present, and future, that are beyond the confines of time and space. The poem that is associated with the light-filled card by Richard Cohen reads, "When I'm in love, I'm not afraid to be. Any part of me, I let it all be free for the world to know, and when I'm ready to love, I will create a reflection of who I am, and we will shed our fears, complete our past, and trust love to be our guide." Trust love, Cancer. Trust your heart. Follow your gut and your intuition. There are some messages coming for you. Don't be afraid of them. Employ dream journals if you need to, and make sure that you're using your self-care methods. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself, and save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through this. I'll see y'all at the new moon. Take care of yourselves, Cancer, and namaste, y'all.